weekend, LeBron James is heading to his 22nd career All-Star game, but there's still plenty work to be done before then. 3 games to go, including a tough one tonight against the Thunder. Newest Laker Luka Shai and company welcome the defending champs to town with a 40-13 record. That's tops in the league. A healthy Austin Reeves is back on track. And tonight, DeAndre Ayton is 2. Lakers and Thunder tipping off in 1 hour. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Chris McGee, Mike Bresnahan, James Worthy, the band, back together again. National game, of course, the pre and post right here, and it's a fun one, James. Couple of big ones coming up here, back to back.
Yeah. You know, it's not playoffs, but it's before the All-Star break, so you know how critical these games are. So they're heightened a little bit now, and the Lakers are trying to move up. So they're big games, a lot of excitement around them.
Yeah, anytime you have the top 2 teams in the conference at your place on back-to-back nights, kind of a weird arrangement to begin with. There's no room to think about tomorrow's game yet against San Antonio. You got to dive right into OKC tonight. It's going to be great, Geek. Glad we're here for it.
Opportunity to feel really good going into the All-Star break with these 3 games coming up. All right, let's get into it. Both the Lakers and Thunder will be missing their star players for tonight's game due to injury. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's averaged nearly 32 on 55% shooting, 39% from behind the arc. He is out with an ab strain, and he will be reevaluated after the All-Star break. Luka is the leading scorer in the NBA. He averages close to 8 rebounds, 8.5 assists. He'll miss his 2nd straight game with a left hamstring strain. So big game. It's a mild strain for Luka. He's truly day-to-day. With the All-Star game coming up at the end of the week, you have to imagine that the Lakers might take their time with Luka. Proceed with caution.
I almost would. If he's not 100%, you know, you want to win these games. You get Austin Reeves back. Unfortunately, you lose Luka. That's just bad luck. The Lakers have had that luck for a while now. So you don't want to rush it, not for the games that are left. When you have a big break coming up, a lot of time for him to rest it, even though he is the #1 vote getter the All-Star weekend. He'll be there. But you don't want to rush it. You know, the key word for me is mild. It's something they can work with, something they can monitor, and hopefully, you know, it'll get better sooner than later.
Yeah, even the word moderate, you're kind of like, okay, hold on a sec. What's really going on here? So lucky for Luka and the Lakers, it is only mild. James, I want to see an exact repeat of 2 nights ago. They had a great game defensively, held them to under 99 points. Yeah. That's only the 2nd time since mid-November they've done that, Geet. That's how you win a game. It was Golden State, no Steph, obviously. But still, I want to see a good team defensive effort and a good effort from the bench, too, Geet. Obviously, Austin Reeves kind of cheating a little bit, still coming off that bench as of the last game. We'll see if he runs with the starters tonight. Probably not. Probably still on somewhat of a minutes restriction, excuse me. But you had Luka Shai, 10 points, and Vando, 13. Got to have that input from all the reserves tonight.
So DeAndre Ayton was a late scratch on Saturday against the Warriors with right knee soreness. He is available to play tonight, which should help offset some of the size that OKC is going to throw at you.
Of course, you know, with the bigs that they have, you know, Ayton's going to have to neutralize that by, you know, doing what he does in the paint, you know, either passing out, running the floor, getting down quickly, getting position. He's got to be a factor because otherwise, you know, the bigs with Oklahoma, you know, they rebound well, you know, they hustle and they're physical. So he's got to be ready for that.
He's going up against an all-star, Chet Holmgren, which caught me by surprise a little bit. Champion. But then you realize, hey,
controversial call, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But then you realize, you know, he's been there pretty much the whole season. Jalen Williams missed the first month for OKC. The best team in the conference for sure. So obviously you're taking SGA. There's no doubt about that, James. And also you got to fill in another player, and Chet's the obvious guy. So good to have Ayton back. Welcome back. Not a fun couple games to come back to. It's not like you're playing the Wizards in Brooklyn on back-to-back nights. He's going to have to jump into the fray right away and try to contain some really good big men on OKC.
So Jackson Hayes missed the Sixers game due to a suspension, right? And then DeAndre Ayton misses last game because of the right knee soreness. Insert Maxi Kleber into that backup role, James. And here's the thing. He's the forgotten man in that Luka trade. He hasn't been healthy very long. He's finally back in a good rhythm. What did you see from him and in these last 2 games?
He's been playing some of the best basketball in these last couple games. You know, I saw healthy, a guy that's healthy, moving well, and I saw wisdom, Gita. He's a smart player. You know, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's a really good defensive player, or he puts a good defensive effort on, you know, by being physical and using his height. He's a very smart offensive player. He knows how to get into position to score by picking and rolling. Right there, you see a good pass. He's just a smart player, has soft touches on the inside, and at times can pull out and shoot the 3. So, yeah, but I think the key word is healthy and, you know, getting some rhythm, getting some time on the floor, not just a few minutes, but getting like 5, 6, 7 minutes with guys on the floor. And he's showing the skills that, you know, he once possessed before he came here.
He's been big in the plus-minus category. And Brez, if we weren't too familiar with his game, he also throws dunks down.
I was going to say, what did we not see on any of that B-roll? 3-point shots. Yeah. And that's what he's known for, a big who can extend the offense, hit a bunch of threes, hit some mid-range. He's shown a kind of a different flavor with the Lakers here. We didn't see a lot of him last season. He was already hurt when he came over with Luka in that big trade on February 1st. Haven't seen a lot of him, period, this season. But, Gee, you're absolutely right. I mean, this guy is like Shaq on some of these moves, just barreling through the lane with the ball in his hands and dunking, which is not his typical game.
And one thing I love about him, guys, and I know this is what you expect from everyone, but he plays hard when he is in there, and he gains you extra possessions because of that style of play, getting you some of those offensive rebounds. All right, for more, let's head down to Crypto.com Arena. We're going to check in with Mike Trudell. Hi, Mike.
What's happening, Geeter? Welcome downtown. And look, I think the number one thing that at least is the most direct influence for what J.J. Redick can do for this game, how does OKC look without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? How are they different? What are the ways that they have to prep for them? How does OKC manage to do what they want to do on offense without Shai? The defense is going to be fine, right? Their defense is going to be absolutely the same. They have so many guys that they can bring off the bench that play at that elite level. But how does that impact what the Lakers are looking for tonight? So that's where we started with JJ a little bit ago.
Still a really good defense, and still very disruptive and physical. And you know, we talk all the time about grabbing and holding, and they do that on every possession. They do it for 48 minutes. I think the biggest thing offensively, you know, not that he didn't do it a lot before, but it's happening with a lot more frequency, is just them playing through Hartenstein out of that trail position, and just the movement around him and his passing ability, trying to get back cuts and layups, and it's the same identity they've had now for 4 or 5 years. They're looking for foot angles, and they're looking to drive. So they require a lot to guard them because of how good their spacing is, and a lot of different guys that can make plays.
Presumably they're one of the teams where maybe it's the most difficult to not have a guy like Luka, like a primary ball handler that can hold up the pressure. Just with you still on a minutes limit, presumably, how do you try to account for that and have which guys can handle it?
Well, we had 20-some turnovers against them with Luka, so it's not. I don't think it's on one guy to handle or not. The biggest thing for us. And this is across the board, regardless of who's in the lineup for us, we've got to do a better job of limiting our unforced turnovers. That's been a problem all season. That was a problem the other night against Golden State. Teams that pressure you and try to be disruptive, they're naturally going to create turnovers. They are. You got a 2-on-1 fast break. You got to complete a pass. Jackson's down the court without an advantage, throwing the ball off the backboard that's unforced. So a lot of unforced turnovers from us the other night, and we just can't afford to have those tonight.
All right, so there's J.J. Redick, guys, and something that J.J. talks about and he hinted at there OKC is probably going to foul you on basically every possession. So the question is, can you play through it? Can you match that physicality on the other end? Can you figure out the balance between what the referees are going to call, what you can lean into and not? They put you in that spot. I know this is something that, NFL teams, for example, some are good and have guys that are physical enough to hold on every possession. It almost looked like that's what the Seahawks were doing last night because that's how physical they can play. OKC does the same thing, and how do the Lakers handle that? We'll see, because it'll go a long way to tell us how they're going to do in this game.
Good analogy and good breakdown from Mike Trudell right there. And congrats to Seattle, Super Bowl champions. All right, good stuff, Mike. For the 52nd straight game, Jake LaRavia makes an appearance in a pregame show bump. Not only is he a network favorite, he's also the only Laker to appear in every single game this season. Reliable. Plus, we got our first look at Luke Kennard as a Laker on Saturday. Perez and James will discuss his debut when we come back. Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you by